Hi guys, welcome back to Bit by Bit for another coffee break video. Today we are using our brand new camera, so the video quality should be a little bit better. I know it's been a little sketch in the past. And we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch since the sort of the announcement about all the details just happened last night. So as we're filming this video. So actually by the time you watch the video, it'll been a couple days. So Janet, do you want to go ahead and start talking about maybe what your first impressions were from the announcements or things you're most excited about?
Yeah, so right off the bat, we were hit with the release date, which is March 3rd. That's great because it's really soon. Also rough because it's really soon and I need to come up with this money. Yeah. The price is $299.99, which was a little bit higher than I was hoping. I was really hoping they'd hit that $250, but still reasonable, still $100 less than the other AAA consoles. And I think my biggest takeaways were I'm excited about the titles they have coming to it. They have the new Mario game, which is, I think it's Mario Odyssey is what it's called for holiday 2017. And they have Splatoon 2, and I'm really hyped about that because I loved Splatoon. It was one of my favorite games for the Wii U. Really underrated because no one really had a Wii U, so I loved playing that, and I'm really excited to get back into it, to just grind it out, level up, get really good. Those are the ones I'm most excited for, but I think what I'm most disappointed in is the launch titles they have for it off the bat. So we really only have Breath of the Wild. There's maybe 4 other games, including 1-2 Switch. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on 1-2 Switch. I'm not excited about 1-2 Switch at all. I'm really turned off by the fact that Nintendo is continuing with this kind of motion control shtick, where it's the way it works is you take the Joy-Con controllers off and then you can kind of use them as basically Wiimotes, and you have the wrist strap and everything. It's basically just a Wiimote but with a different look to it. And the other kind of weird thing about the 1-2 Switch is that they were talking about it and they gave the example of the pulling the guns out, and they're this time instead of looking at the screen for playing a game, you're gonna look into the eyes of your opponent. And I'm I never wanted to look at anyone when I was playing a game. I just want to, and not in a I'm uncomfortable way, just it's a video game. For me, video gaming is about, you have a controller and a screen, and you have a controller and a screen, and that is gaming to me. And it's not a bad thing to kind of redefine what it means to game. That's not necessarily automatically negative, but I think it feels more like a gimmick rather than a useful use of that technology. So my main hope is that they just keep it to that those couple more gimmicky games. So 1-2 Switch, Just Dance will obviously use that because it's motion control, right?
And it's like that on all the consoles.
Exactly. So that's fine. I'm just hoping it stays to that and doesn't dip into the AAAs, because that's the reason I never played Mario Galaxy, because I don't want to use the weird remote and the little joystick on the separate side. Another kind of disappointment I had too, while I'm on the negative train, is I'm really excited that they have the record button included.
Oh, me too.
Because that's really needed. That's my favorite part of having a PS4, even though I've barely played my PS4. Just having it right there to just hit. I think for Sony it might be called capture or something. I don't remember what the terminology is because I haven't played my PS4 in forever. Or even on Xbox One, you can just double tap the home button and then X is record and Y screenshot. Might have flipped those, but it's one of those.
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah, and that's really convenient, but I'm really disappointed that they said, in the future they'll have video. I'm kind of wondering what the delay is there.
Right.
I don't know if that's just them being conservative. I guess other disappointments, Splatoon not being ready when it comes out. It comes out, I think, in the summer. But they already said that it's going to have DLC already. They're not everything's going to be in the game when you get it, which I think is weird to announce. It's a weird thing to already know. It's
no one's
saying,
gonna get hype about that.
It's it's saying, hey, my paper is gonna be, I'm gonna turn it in 4 weeks when it's due, when we decided it was due, but also it's not gonna be done. Why do you already know it's not gonna be, why did you plan for it not to be done? That seems weird. And I know Splatoon 1 was like that as well, but I thought that was more of a, accidental thing rather than a, intentional decision. This feels a little more intentional to me.
Right.
So those are kind of just off the bat the first things that stick out to me from the conference. Overall, feel good about it. I mean, I pre-ordered a Switch today. I'm very excited to get my Switch. But I'm most excited for later on into 2017 when we can really dive into what it has to offer. Obviously, I'm gonna get Breath of the Wild, but I'm not the biggest Zelda fan, so I'm not as hyped for that as real Zelda fans are. But yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that I'm on the same page with a lot of that stuff. Although for me, the Switch is going to be kind of a weird experience because I'm not really, and I probably mentioned this before, but I'm not really like a Nintendo consoler for the most part. Like I've had Nintendo consoles and I've enjoyed Nintendo consoles, but the last one that I had a lot of stuff for was the GameCube. And other than that, usually I play like handheld games. And even that, I skipped a few generations because I had the Nintendo DS and then I didn't have anything again until like a year ago. I had
me too. The 3DS.
Right. So it was like a huge gap in my, like all through the end of high school and all through college. I didn't have a handheld at all. And then of course I had the Nintendo Wii and, I've played like 2 games on it. So I don't...
Which games?
Well, Mario Kart, obviously, yeah. I love Mario Kart. I'm a little obsessed with it. Not so much anymore because now I'm too good. But it's not as fun when you're too good. And then other than that, I've played Zelda games on there, I guess. So like 2 Zelda games, the Twilight Princess and then also Skyward Sword were fun on that. And recently I picked up like a Rune Factory game for it, and I haven't even really beat that because it's not very good so far. So yeah, that's like the extent of my experience with Nintendo Wii. Yeah, so it's been a long time since I've really dove into like Nintendo games or like a Nintendo console. And so like a lot of my excitement comes from like the possibility of being able to get reconnected with a game series I love or being introduced to a new game series for me, even if it's been out for a long time. Yeah, so I'm really excited about some of the titles they're going to be bringing in 2017, even though they're not all like launch titles. I'm interested in the Xenoblade Chronicles they mentioned, and just a couple others that are sort of from like franchises and stuff that I haven't really experienced before. I'm excited about the Square Enix, the Dragon Quest. I've heard good things about that, and I've never played any of those either. I know it's like super far into the series, but I'm not even really sure where to start with those kinds of things. So I'm guessing I'm just kind of excited to jump in with the Switch. I am a little disappointed about some of the games not being available a launch date, but at the same time I'm not, because I'm not gonna be able to get it right away.
Right.
So I mean, part of me is like, oh, this is good. I am salty I'm not gonna be able to play Breath of the Wild right away because I've been like super hyped for it for a long time, and it's gonna be even worse because I live with like the biggest Zelda fan that I've ever met. So
it's me too.
Yeah, so we both got one in our
different person.
Our household. Yeah, different person. Yeah. Yeah, but so that's gonna be a little rough because she's gonna be complaining about it a lot, as she should, because she should be able to play it. Yeah, and I'm personally not really that interested in all the weird stuff with the Switch. I haven't been since they announced it in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't personally feel the need to take my, my consoling from like the TV to like somewhere else and then like take stuff off it and like be playing at like in a parking lot somewhere. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to sit on my couch and play the game. So
I think it'll be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's not really my thing. It's not really my thing, which is fine. It's fine. It's there. I just don't want to have to use it. I don't like games that try to make me use the like capabilities that I'm not interested in.
Yeah, and I think that's my concern with the Joy-Con motion controls. Like, I just hope that it doesn't seep into any franchises I actually care about, and that stays at the I don't know. It just seems like to me. I guess it's better to have some motion control options just to have them, especially with games like Just Dance that are still coming out. Right, so, it's...
I love Just Dance.
If not, then you just couldn't play it at all on the Nintendo console. So I kind of get why they include motion control in it, and I can see how maybe...
Well, but Just Dance,
it could
you
be
just use
useful.
your body.
Right.
You don't use the...
Yeah, but you still need something to detect it in the IR functionality. So, I get needing to have components of that in a console, but I guess, to me, the whole 1-2 switch thing just feels like a... desperate attempt to recapture the past of when you were really financially successful, because the Wii sold really well. But I'm like, look, anyone that was the main people caught up in the Wii hype were kind of non-gamers, or people that wouldn't call themselves gamers typically. So it was, very much like the party game console, the family fun console, because it was, with the motion control and all that. And, some gamers are hardcore gamers, even though I don't like that term a whole lot, but we're still getting it and still enjoying those games, and that's fine. But I just feel like it's and I remember as they were in the conference, they were leading up to kind of discuss the Switch, and they were showing you all the different consoles Nintendo's had, and they had that really overwhelming, ugly collage of the consoles put on top of each other, and they're like, this is all those things, but in one thing, and I'm like, that doesn't sound great.
I don't want that.
Yeah, that sounds like it might not work. And I think the Switch will work. I just was not a fan of 1-2 switch at all, and I was looking at some videos and GIFs and stuff on Twitter of people trying it out, like on IGN, they were trying it out. And then also I just wonder when, and I put this on BitCollector's chat, I wonder when, like, we'll stop having, like, the weird, like, phallic motions connected to Nintendo. Like, can we not? Like, I don't want to milk a cow. That's weird to me. I don't want to milk a cow while making direct eye contact with my controller or you. It just seems weird. And, like, yeah, they have, like, all these other weird games. Like, you can eat a sandwich by, like, biting towards the IR part of it. And, like, on the screen, the sandwich is getting it. It's weird. It's just weird.
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm not a fan.
They're like, oh, we're quirky and weird. I'm like, no, you're just strange. Like, I'm gonna block you on the internet.
I don't know if you had these, but it's like the stupid games they'd make you play, like at like high school, like pep rallies and stuff, like weird mini games. They'd pull people out. I don't know if you did this shit.
We didn't for the pep rally, but I'm familiar with
like
weird
assemblies
games.
and stuff that like bring you out, and like you have to pass this water balloon in between your necks.
Oh, the neck
like,
one. Yeah, I hated that. It's like that, but like
so horrible. Yeah,
the weirdness of real life games brought to virtual.
And I don't want it. I didn't want to do it in real life, and I don't want to brought into the video games.
I also feel like it's cool that this like that the Joy-Cons can detect if I make a rock or paper scissors, but at that point I can just play that in real life.
Yeah,
it's
like,
at this point let's just. It's kind of like the Wii Sports thing, even though I'm fine with Wii Sports. I've never actually played Wii Sports, but like I'm fine with it as a concept. But there is at a certain point where it's like, let's just do this in real life. Let's just go outside. Like it's just. I was not a fan of 1-2 Switch. I also think it's kind of weird that it's not built into the console or like bundled into the console. I would think that'd be a good way to get people like like me, where I'm like a skeptic for it, right?
Who's gonna buy that individually?
Yeah, I feel like you're not gonna. It's kind of like, well, I know there were like maybe later bundles will have it in there.
I'm sure, yeah.
But it doesn't seem like a good way to get people invested in the motion component of the Switch.
Well, I wonder why it is that Nintendo feels like they need to add the gimmicky stuff in the first place, because the Xbox One and the PS4 do fine, and they don't have any weird stuff like that.
I think they try to be, I think they know they're not going to be the most powerful, and they try to offer something else. And the main thing they offer is good AAA titles.
That's what I'm saying. You should focus just on your exclusive games and not on the weird stuff, because like they've been doing it forever, and a lot of times it just goes underused. I'd say like all the way from the Nintendo DS. I mean, I like having a stylus sometimes, but I remember when I first got the DS, all the games were like, okay, we're gonna make you use the stylus as much as possible, and it was like, well, crap, I lost my stylus now. I can't play the game well,
Yeah.
And so like it's just it's not great, and I know for me personally, I don't mind doing like the Just Dance games. I actually really like Just Dance, but I mean, I played that like on my Xbox too. It's not something I need the Nintendo Wii 4. It's not something I need at all. It's not something I want anyone to see me do, even though I'm really good. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I don't want anyone to see me do it. So like it's not. I don't get invested in it the same way I do with like a game. There's something lacking in those types of games from the kinds of games that I normally enjoy. I'm not saying they're not games. They're just something that's not quite there as there is with other stuff.
Yeah, it's just like a different experience that doesn't necessarily, you don't need to like craft tech around that experience. It's not really necessarily worth it. And that's what I really liked about the Switch, and still like about the Switch, is that its main quote-unquote gimmick, or its stick, of what Nintendo's going for is, now it's also a portable, which I thought, is pretty cool.
I wish it was just that.
Right, yeah,
you don't have to keep going
the Joy-Con stuff turns me off, but I also know, like, hey, look, I don't have to experience it. And I'm just hoping that they don't make me experience it. It's funny that you brought up the DS, because I was, looking on Twitter, people's responses, and messaging people about it. And that's something people mentioned often, like the not wanting to draw the time on the DS, or like the 3D, like no one really uses it,
Right, and then they didn't even put it in the new Pokemon because no one uses it. Like,
yeah,
it's not
exactly.
Even...
Though I wish they had a new Pokemon, because I think some of it would look
Sometimes I like
cool.
to switch it on.
Yeah, just to watch the...
But then I don't keep it on because it hurts my eyes.
Yeah, I don't keep it on for playing. I think very few people do. But...
I've never wanted anything to be in 3D, and I don't know why the whole world thinks we all want things to be in 3D.
Yeah, I don't.
I hate
even movies. I don't really watch 3D. I always pick the cheaper one because
movies.
I'm like, I don't want to watch it in 3D.
I
especially
got glasses. I'm like,
yeah.
okay, well, I can't wear this and also see what's happening. I had this blurry thing coming at my face. It's great,
right. Oh, now I know what I was going to mention with the handheld thing. I was a little disappointed in the low end for the battery life, which is marked at 2.5 hours. I was really hoping they'd hit at least 3.
They said up to 6.5, and I was like, this shit's never getting to 6.5.
Yeah,
it's always going to be 2.5.
I'm wondering, though, if that's going to, like, start to bring out, like, portable charger options or something. Though, for me, it really doesn't affect me that much because I don't normally take my stuff out, like, on a train and stuff like that. And with the Switch being so expensive and like, awesome at home, I don't think I would take that out, like, on the CTA or anything like that. But I'm a little worried that I'm going to have to be plugged in all the time. I'm really like lazy with charging my stuff. Like even my Xbox controller, it always is like on its last leg. My DS, I wait till it flashes red. So I just, for convenience factor, I'm hoping I won't have to be like having it just plugged in the whole time.
I also wonder if it's not, I don't know if you've noticed this with any of your handheld consoles, but I noticed it particularly with my phone, even though I know they work differently, that the battery life might start out at a certain place, and the longer you have it, the lower your battery life gets.
Yeah.
And that happens with my handheld consoles as well. Like, especially...
Really?
Yeah, like if you let it run down all the time and like, and stuff like that, and let it turn off by itself a lot, I've noticed the lifetime gets shorter. And I mean, definitely more for the older stuff than the newer stuff, but I worry about that too with something like this. It's already got such a low battery life. I'm like, so
yeah, Super Mario is really low.
Really
it's like a movie. Eventually. It's like a long movie.
Yeah, I do not believe that it's gonna be even quite as high as they think it is. Like the battery life. I'm
also wondering. I'm like, what game runs at where it'll have 6.5? You know what I mean? Like, what is that? Really Tetris? Like, is it like Tetris. Is it like arcade? Like that low of like a demand, I guess, on the system. That's
another thing I thought was weird about all the announcements and stuff is they did like talk a little bit about like games that I feel like nobody cares about, like the arcade style games and stuff.
Oh, like ARMS?
Yeah, or even like they had, I thought they had something that was like Tetris on there too. Like,
yeah, it's like a form of Tetris. It's like, it's just the P. I can't remember what
it was called, but yeah. you know what I mean.
People are into that game. I think it's also on mobile, but
it's not that people like won't like it. Just for me, it feels like a weird thing to talk about like in a conference. Like it's cool if it exists, and like has promotional content, but like that's not why a person would be excited about the Switch. And I mean, at least I don't think so. That seems weird to me. Yeah, because it seems like it's like almost like a game I might get on my phone.
Right. It's also just really as far as Switch, it's really hard for me to wait basically a whole year because we just had the holiday season, a whole year for that Mario game. Like that's I just want that Mario game. Also, like, with it coming out so late, like, now it's going to be so much harder for it to be Game of the Year next year. Yeah. At the end of 2017. But one thing I was excited about for the Nintendo Switch, because I'm shallow and vain, I liked the color options.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Though, I was weirded out by the fact that, at least the way they presented it, I'm not sure if this is... Actually, I'm pretty sure this is true, because I've seen promotional art with it. It seemed like you get like one that's blue and one that's red. Why don't they match?
I don't know.
I find it weird that they don't match. Do you also find that strange? Yeah.
I do wish, I know that Nintendo's like whole thing is sort of having these like bright colors associated with it. But I kind of wish that I had more options for colors and also some that were a little more low key. Yeah. Because I like low key colors. I don't like bright colors. So
yeah, the red and the blue just seems like a little bit of a hodgepodge. So I probably won't get that one.
I'll probably end up just getting the black one personally.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get the black one as like,
but it's nice that there's options.
Yeah.
So like, what's that gonna match? Whose house decor is that gonna match? Nobody's.
Right, and then it doesn't really go particularly well with the black either. It's like really the blue, the red, and the black. It doesn't. I thought the fake I don't know if you saw this. It was on Kotaku posted it at some point, but I don't know who originally made it on Imgur. But they had like basically made up colors that could be for the Switch, and those looked way better than what Nintendo actually came out with. They had like an NES like styled one where it had like the original color. Yeah, like they had like a bunch of ones that looked way better in my opinion than what Nintendo actually did.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. It's like, yeah, I get that maybe you don't want to have a million options because like maybe there's a difference in production costs or something like that. Like I get there's stuff that I probably don't understand about why things are the way they are with the color of the console. But like if you're gonna already have a different color for the console, like options like that, why aren't there better ones? Like, it doesn't take a very long brainstorm to come up with with a good thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people.
But I'm pretty petty about stuff like that because I like there to be a thesis to how my things look, and I don't like it when one thing doesn't match, so I can't deal with that.
Other things I'm excited about. I heard they're getting rid of the Miiverse. Yeah. Which I think is good because like that place was weird. Yeah. Like it didn't make any like. Although go ahead.
I'd say one thing I did like about when I was really into Mario Kart for a while, it was like the only thing me and Catherine were playing for a while. Like back in sophomore year of college or something, and we'd make little Miis of like our favorite characters from TV shows, and then they'd show up when we were playing like Mario Kart on like certain maps. So we'd be on the mall map where you like go through this like area that has the Miis in the cars that kind of block you, and so sometimes like Voldemort would run you over or something, because we had these Miis like Voldemort was shown, Harry Potter, Arya Stark, Tyrion Lannister, like all that stuff we had in there. So that was kind of fun, but also we spent way too long doing that, and it wasn't for
the Miis are fine, and I don't know if they're getting rid of the Miis,
right? But the Miiverse,
well, I would assume maybe they'd all go together, but
I don't know.
Yeah, the Miiverse was just kind of like a weird space. I guess I'm gonna miss like the weird posts that are on there. Sometimes there's some funny stuff on the Miiverse that people write. But yeah, Nintendo just doesn't really know how to do modern online stuff. So I'm interested to see what they're gonna come out with their online stuff. They said it is gonna be paid. I'm hoping that's only $10 a month. And but they said you get 3 months free. I'm also hoping you can start that whenever you want, because my brother actually brought up a good point of, well, at launch, which is when we're all trying to get the system, there's not really any games to do. Like, am I gonna there's not any game to play online really. There's like maybe 1 or 2, maybe. So in order to like test out the capabilities, like I'm hoping they'll let you just activate that whenever you want, or I'm not sure how that'll work.
I'd imagine they would. That makes sense.
Unless they make you put in all your info though in or something, and then they're like it starts automatic. I don't know. I'm not sure how that would work. But
I don't know how Nintendo handles it, but if it's anything like how like Xbox would handle like a live subscription, I think you should be able to start it whenever you want.
Even though I don't like have amiibos and I don't collect them for fun, or I don't use them in games or anything like that, I think it's kind of nice that they continued having amiibos.
I'm still really confused about how they work. I've been explained to me like 5 times, and every time someone explains it to me, I'm like, okay, like I don't understand.
It's like it's like they have information in them, and you like.
I know, but what's the good of that? I don't
understand.
Well,
honestly, I think at its best is like it can, like I think at its best is like kind of the Smash model where you can like level up. Or kind of like you can like train. You can like train a character and like bring them
better than
bring
other people's character of that
or something like that. Yeah, I don't really know. I honestly never understood amiibos, and I never cared to because I just wasn't interested in it. Right. And most people don't use them to game. Most people just collect them. But I think it's nice for people who do like to play with them to have that option. I know with the I think the Yoshi one was mainly like a skins thing, or like you could put a different amiibo for Yoshi's Woolly World, and then your Yoshi in the game would have like the skin of that amiibo, so you could put like a Mario amiibo, and now it's like a Mario Yoshi or something. But you can kind of get those skins in the game anyway. So
right, you don't need amiibos for those to exist.
Yeah, to me amiibos were not that like most people didn't really use them a whole lot, but it's kind of nice that like those people that did use it and get invested in kind of that Wii U stuff that they're not getting like the rug pulled out from under them. That's on true. The Switch.
I feel like Nintendo does do that a lot though. Actually, yeah, I feel like they do, and a lot of like the Nintendo only offer games, like even like I'm just salty, I guess, but this doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about, but I did want to mention in Pokemon, I don't know if this bothers you or not, but like in X and Y, you have like the Megas, and then the Megas were just gone in the new ones, and they replaced them, of course, with the Alolan forms, but that now, even if you switch like Pokemon over to like Sun and Moon, some of the Megas can't exist anymore. So if you brought up this one because it's a Mega and it's like this Pokemon that you love and you love its Mega form, or Omega form. Is I saying that right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I am. Now I'm getting a little mixed up because I haven't played it in a while, but yeah, it's Mega Evolution. Their Mega form doesn't exist anymore. So I thought that was a little weird, and I feel like that happens a lot where I'm scared to get invested in things with Nintendo or with games that are only off on Nintendo. I feel like there's so much less stability. Yeah,
there is. It's like Nintendo's a whole weird thing. I know even with just today with the pre-orders, like I pre-ordered and my family pre-ordered and we did some extra pre-orders and we're like good to go on like trying to get this console when it comes out and launch. And I was talking to other people about it, and someone was like, oh, well, I never have to pre-order a console for when it comes out. Like, it'll be fine. And then I'm like, yeah, but it's Nintendo. I'm like, it'll be Nintendo, you never know what's going on. And yeah, that's kind of always the case. I find I'm intrigued, but also a little concerned with the fact that when they were talking about their online, they mentioned that you could, like, connect a smart device to invite friends. Like, I don't know what that means or what that looks like.
See, for me, it's like, okay, because I don't want to play with friends. So
well, I heard there was like an app or something maybe coming out for that, but you don't want to play with friends at all for that. That's not true. There's no way. Splatoon? You're not going to play Splatoon with anyone?
I don't like Splatoon.
What? Did you play Splatoon?
Yes, I played Splatoon at your place before.
What? Not?
I've never owned it.
You gotta like give it some time. No,
I don't think so.
It'll be fine.
I don't like online games for the most part. I don't like playing multiplayer games online. I don't like it. I like games where I can be all alone and not have to talk to anybody. I'm not a social gamer. Everyone's like, oh, like, get more points if you invite friends or you team up with whatever. And I'm like, no, go away. Leave me alone.
Splatoon's really good, though. And also, like, one thing I'm excited about, because as a big Splatoon fan, I'm really excited about, like, it being on the Switch, because one of my biggest complaints with Splatoon was that you just had the gamepad for it. You could only play with the gamepad, which means it was impossible to do, like, 2-player or like any co-op stuff or any like local multiplayer, but now local multiplayer was confirmed for Splatoon 2, which I'm really excited about because like I just want to play with the people that I know in real life sometimes. And if they're here in real life, I don't get, like, it bothers me when I can't play with them. So I'm really looking forward to that as, like, an option. And now, like, because before, like, their kind of excuse, even though they never talked about it, was that the map would be on the gamepad screen.
Right.
Like, well, but now that you just hit X and then you can see the map. I'm like, yeah, it's not that hard to fix it.
Yeah,
it's not that hard to fix it. So I'm really excited about that.
As one of many children, I've always hated games that don't have local co-op. I'm like, why are you ruining my life? Because now I can't play the game with my brother.
Exactly.
Or whatever. So that's the only person I play games with is my brother. And so, I mean, I guess sometimes now I need to do things online because, like, we live in different cities now than we used to live in the same city. But, yeah, but for the most part, that's the only person I want to talk to online.
Yeah, and it's just nice to have the options. You know, I don't mind online play, and I know people that I want to play with that aren't necessarily going to be in my apartment all the time. Even you guys who live in the city, maybe you'll be at your apartment and we can still play. But I like having the option of, like, everyone comes over and we, like, do this. And that's kind of what the Switch is about, right? Like, the whole...
It's supposed to be like a group.
Yeah, you can, like, take it. I'm, like, excited to get a carrying case for it and, like, bring it over to your apartment and we can, like, play. So, overall, I'm looking forward to it, but I have a feeling I'm not going to fully enjoy the system until later in the year, particularly, like, in the fall and winter times.
Right.
But once the time comes, I'm sure everything will be fine. And, yeah, so I'm excited overall about what it has to offer. Yeah, it's going to be a good March.
Yeah.
For hopefully Breath of the Wild will really connect with me in some way. I haven't actually ever beaten a Zelda game, which I know is a video game sin to never finish one.
That's okay.
So we'll see. Maybe I'll try to finish one next month so I can start with this not being my first game to complete.
Right.
But yeah. So.
Yeah. It is going to be a good March.
Thoughts?
Well, you said March and my brain's on Mass Effect and now I can't. I'm never going to be able to think about anything else for the rest of the day. So, yep, March is going to be good. I might even forego, like, trying to get the Switch to just, like, be like, it's fine, I'm just going to get Mass Effect.
It's true. And one little secret perk I thought of, like, you know, turning a negative to a positive is I'm like, you know, it's not a lot of launch games for the Switch. But also, like, I have a bad habit of having a lot of games and not a lot of them finished. So I'm like, you know what? Start me off with one game. Maybe now I won't have a bunch of unfinished games.
Like, this is the only game I can play on here.
Yeah,
so I guess I'll finish
this is the only thing I have. So I'm hoping that'll kind of help offset those things. But
yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think it'll be a good experience. I'm excited to see how this console experience goes for Nintendo since the Wii U is so weird. Yeah, I'm also looking forward to maybe getting the Wii U cheap after the Switch has been out for a while. So a lot of stuff to look forward to, a lot of stuff to save up for, and that's pretty much it. So you guys should go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and share it on the social media pages, and you know, follow us on our channel to get more updates and videos in the future.
All right, we'll see you next week.